guys, Constance here. Welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So right now I have a turkey going in the oven. I am roasting that for a canning recipe that I'm doing, and that is a video that will be coming up later on. So while that has been roasting, I've been kind of tidying up my kitchen, wiping down my cabinets, taking care of like the cobwebs and things that happen in every house, whether people want to admit it or not. And so I've just kind of been tidying up, and I've got actually a tall cabinet here in my kitchen that is a complete and total catch-all. It's kind of a disaster, and I'm getting ready to completely purge it. I'm going to take a lot of things and donate them. There's stuff in there that I never use. It's been in there forever. We've got a gazillion travel mugs. I mean, we don't need it all, but what I do need is the space. And in this past week, I have added 2 appliances to my kitchen, and I need to make room. I really need to make room. And so the stuff that I don't use is gonna go. One of the new things that I added is still in the box, but it is down there. First of all, you can see a bag of fabric. I purchased some linen. I've got some things I'm going to be working on, which I'll share with you guys later on. But under that bag of linen, I got an air fryer. Now, I have 0 experience using an air fryer. However, I have a lot of really good friends who absolutely love their air fryers. They're shocked that I didn't have one. And I actually got to thinking, there's some things that I'm wanting to make, and I think the air fryer might be the perfect thing to allow me to make these. So, I haven't, like I said, I haven't even taken this out of the box yet, but I need to find a spot to give it a home, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And then the other thing that I added to my kitchen is this. This is a Nutrimil Harvest grain mill, and I mentioned in my Monday video that while I am eating paleo right now, I do plan on adding freshly milled grains back into my diet within reason. And so that is why I decided to go ahead and get this. Now, I do also own the family grain mill, which I have owned for many years, many years. I have had this thing since, I think, 2006, and it still works great. It really does. I'm still milling wheat on the same original burrs that came with it when I purchased it. That's how long they have lasted. And I do actually have an extra set of burrs just in case, but I haven't needed them. This has been a workhorse of a mill. However, what I have found is that the grains, while I think it mills the wheat fine enough to make most things, to make breads and stuff like that, there's some things that it just doesn't quite get fine enough. And I've been seeing a lot of people using this mill. I've been seeing the flour that they're getting out of it, and I thought, you know, we're going to bite the bullet and get one of these. It was costly, I will tell you that. But I think ultimately, if this does what I need it to do, then I think it will be worth it. I'm still going to keep my family grain mill because that mill can be used for milling other things in addition to flour. It's got, and I have other attachments for that particular system. I've got a meat grinder. I have a flaker for doing your own oats. I've got other things, so that's not going anywhere. That will stay in my kitchen. However, I'm hoping that this new mill really helps me achieve what I want it to do as far as the consistency of the flours, to make the things that I want to make. And I've also ordered a few other tools to kind of help out with my bread making. I mean, I've been making homemade bread for, 20 years, but there's some new things I want to do. So we'll see how this goes. So what I'm going to do right now is, yesterday I canned a whole bunch of sloppy joes, and I cooked up lots of ground beef, and I have all of that extra fat. Now, the last batch of sloppy joes that I did, I actually saved all of the drippings. I have those in my refrigerator, and you can use those to cook with, just like you would bacon fat. You can use beef drippings the same way. They're great for cooking up potatoes. You can use them to cook just about anything you want to. Now, it does retain a little bit of that beefy flavor. However, it's totally usable, and there's no need to waste it. Now, yesterday I cooked up, like I said, all of that sloppy joe mixture, and I have a whole nother skillet full of grease. And while I don't necessarily need it because I already got some in my fridge, I am going to put this to use because those drippings are actually really good for the chickens, especially in the winter time. All right, so as you can see here, I've got the fats melted, and really just simmering like this allows any kind of food bits to loosen up in the cast iron skillet. Even though it's grease and not water, that's still a liquid, and that still allows anything that could have been stuck in there to just release from the skillet. And so I've got everything nice and loose. And so now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab some oats, and I'm just going to let the oats soak up every bit of this fat. Now, you wouldn't have to give your chickens all of this at once. If you've just got a handful of chickens, you could mix this up, stick it in your fridge, and just give them a little bit at a time. So I'm just going to keep adding enough oats to soak up all of that fat. All right, so we have got the cabinet all tidied up so much better. I've got 2 boxes of stuff to get rid of. So many travel mugs, but everything is straight. I've got all of my appliances in here now. All of my things, like my Instant Pot, my panini press, my food processor, all of the gadgets. And so now they are all consolidated and in one location. I don't have to go looking for anything. It's all right here. And so I don't know if you can hear that noise. The window is open because this oven has been going all afternoon with that turkey. So it's super hot in here, and so I needed to air out the kitchen because I was burning up. And it is dinner time, and the goats are making themselves very well heard, and that I need to come feed them. So I am going to throw on my hoodie. We'll go do evening chores, and I think we'll let the dogs go for a little bit of a run. So I will feel much better when I get these boxes of things hauled off to donation. These are all things that somebody could easily use. Travel mugs, dishes, things that I just have had here and have no purpose for. And so we can pass them along and let them bless somebody else. All right, so with that, it is time to go feed the hungry babies. Alright, so we get a lot of questions from newer subscribers, people who have just found the channel, in regards to Sophie and Amos, which are our miniature donkey and mule. People wonder why we have them, and to be quite honest, they are pets, but they are pets with a purpose. We got Sophie not too long ago, about a year and a half ago or so, and we kind of took her in as a favor to help someone out who couldn't keep her. And so we brought her to our homestead, and then not long after that, Amos the mini mule joined the homestead to be a companion for her. And so they are buddies. They kind of bicker like donkeys and mules do, but that's just the way that they play, the way they show affection. But they are very good friends, and while they don't on the surface appear to have a real purpose other than being pets and companions and something to look at out there, they actually do create large quantities of manure, and that manure is compost for the garden. And so they are worth their weight in gold for what they do for the garden. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up for today. The turkey is done, and I'm getting ready to cut it up, and then I'm just going to finish tidying up here in the kitchen. And tomorrow I'll be working on the next step for the turkey, and I'll be looking for what to clean out next. It is time to purge closets, cabinets, everything. It is time to declutter all the things. Oh, and tomorrow I will be giving the fatty oats to the chickens. When I went out there to give it to them, some of them were already starting to go up. So I figure we don't want anybody missing out on that treat, and so we will wait until tomorrow to give it to them. So with that, thanks for hanging out with me here again in the homestead. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.